Something sacred is unfolding around you right now. Something so gentle in its arrival that you might almost miss it if you are not paying attention, but your soul recognizes it even before your mind can name it. There has been a long journey behind you. Quiet battles, unseen tears, prayers that never left your heart even when the world around you felt distant and cold. You carried faith through days when hope felt fragile, and you stood firm even when everything around you tried to pull you in a different direction. That was not a small thing. That was one of the most significant things a human being can do. Heaven has watched every step of that journey. Every moment you chose love over anger. Every time you trusted even when the outcome was unclear. Every night you held on when letting go would have been so much easier. And something extraordinary has begun to unfold because of that faithfulness, not as a reward offered from a distance, but as a natural consequence of who you have been becoming through all of it. There is a celebration that has already started, not loud or dramatic, but real. A deep sense of recognition flowing from something beyond what you can see, surrounding your name with a warmth that says, you did not give up when it would have been easier to walk away, and that mattered. Right now, in this very moment, there is an invitation to pause and truly feel the weight of this. Because the journey was never only about reaching a destination. It was always equally about who you became while walking through the fire and refusing to lose yourself in it. You are not the same person who began this journey. Something inside you has been renewed, something steady and pure that is not easily shaken because it was forged through real experience, not simply believed in theory. Heaven celebrates not only what you accomplished, but who you have become. And that transformation carries a beauty that extends beyond what words can fully hold. There has been a slow but unmistakable shift happening within you. You may have noticed it in small ways first. A calmer response to things that once pulled you immediately into anxiety. A quiet confidence that rises in situations where you would once have felt overwhelmed. A sense that you are no longer searching quite as desperately because something has settled. These are not random changes. They are signs that your spirit has been genuinely strengthened, not patched over, not temporarily numbed, but actually rebuilt from within. This transformation is not fragile. It was built through real endurance and real faith, and it will hold. There is also a promise quietly forming around you, a promise that what lies ahead will not carry the same heaviness as what you left behind, because you have already passed through what was meant to shape your foundation. There will be moments of joy that arrive with a gentleness that surprises you, blessings that come in ways you did not plan or predict, reminding you that timing that once felt delayed was actually precise. You are stepping into a season where your spirit will find rest in ways it has not been able to before, where your heart will feel lighter, and where the love of God will become more recognizable in your ordinary daily life. Being chosen was never about being perfect. It was about being willing to trust, willing to keep going, willing to hold on to faith when everything seemed uncertain. You have done that, and because of it, something has opened before you that cannot be closed by doubt or fear. Those who have walked alongside this work, who felt moved to support it and chose to do so, have made it possible for these words to reach people like you at exactly the right moment. That kind of giving, offered freely and from a place of genuine care, is its own form of faithfulness. If that ever resonates with you, the place to do so is in the description. The path ahead is filled with quiet miracles, small moments of grace, unexpected doors that open precisely when you need them. You are not alone in any of this, even in the moments when it feels that way. There is a presence surrounding you that is constant, gentle, and deeply attentive to where you are, reminding you that you are seen, that you are valued, and that you are loved in ways this world cannot fully replicate. Every step you take now carries a new quality of meaning, because you are walking forward with a heart that has been tested and refined. A heart that knows how to trust even when it cannot see everything clearly. This is not the beginning of a perfect life. It is something better, the beginning of a life walked with the kind of inner stability that does not depend on everything going well in order to remain standing. There was a time when you wondered if your efforts were being noticed, if your quiet endurance had any meaning beyond the immediate struggle. That uncertainty has been replaced by something deeper now, a knowing that nothing you went through was ever overlooked. Every moment of faith you held, even when your heart felt tired, was counted, cherished, and woven into something larger than you could see from inside it. What you're stepping into now is where those hidden sacrifices begin to turn into visible grace, where the unseen battles you fought are becoming the foundation for what is now approaching your life. You may notice it in simple things, in how you respond to difficulty differently than before, in how certain situations that once felt threatening now feel manageable, in how your instincts are becoming sharper about what belongs in your life and what does not. These are not coincidences. They are the fruit of something genuinely built, character shaped through fire, faith tested and found real. There is also a growing clarity about the path ahead. Not the kind of clarity that means you can see every step at once, but the kind that means you trust the next step enough to take it. You are learning to walk without needing to control every outcome first. And in releasing that need to control, you are finding a peace that was simply not available to you before. It was waiting for this particular version of you, the one that exists on the other side of what you just walked through. Some of what is naturally falling away in this season may feel unfamiliar. Relationships, habits, patterns of thought that once held a strong place in your life are losing their grip, not with violence or dramatic rupture, but with a quiet sense of release, almost a relief. This is not loss, even if it may look like it from the outside. It is preparation. Space being cleared for what is actually meant to be in your life, arriving without conflict, fitting without forcing. There is a new kind of joy forming too. A joy that does not require everything to be perfect before it shows up. It appears in small moments, in the way you feel unexpectedly calm when you had every reason to be anxious, in the way beauty begins to register in places you once walked past without noticing. This is not the temporary happiness that depends on circumstances aligning perfectly. This is something rooted deeper, something that persists because it is not built on anything this world can easily take away. The people whose voices, whose prayers, whose generosity helped carry this work to you, they planted something without knowing exactly where it would land or who it would reach. That kind of faithfulness matters more than it appears. If you ever feel called to be part of that, the way to do so is in the description. Your perspective on the past is also shifting. When you look back now, the weight of it is different. What once brought pain when remembered is beginning to carry something else. A quiet gratitude for the strength you discovered within yourself, for the faith that turned out to be more durable than you knew. You are beginning to see your history not as something that held you back, but as something that prepared you. That shift in perspective is one of the most important things that can happen to a person. It does not erase what happened. It frees you from being defined by it. You are becoming more aware of your own worth, not in a way that creates arrogance, but in a way that brings a quiet self-respect. A clarity about what you are willing to accept and what you are not. A growing sense that you do not have to settle for what does not align with who you are becoming. This awareness is shaping your decisions in ways that are still subtle, but will become increasingly clear over time. You're being drawn toward what genuinely belongs in your life and gently led away from what does not. There is also a sense of protection around you that is real, even when it is quiet. Situations that could have gone differently are unfolding more gently. Moments that once carried significant stress are resolving with an ease that surprises you. This is not coincidence. It is the fruit of the path you are now walking, a path that is accompanied by a presence that is genuinely invested in your well-being and is working on your behalf in ways you do not always see but can learn to recognize. The connection with God forming within you is becoming more personal, more immediate, more present in the ordinary texture of your days. Not built on moments of perfect spiritual feeling, but on a relationship that has been deepened through every time you chose to trust even without certainty. You may find yourself sensing that presence in simple, quiet moments, in the way your heart feels guided before your mind has fully reasoned something through, in the way a direction becomes clear with a peace that does not feel like your own logic at work. This is a time of renewal at every level, not just in your circumstances, but in your spirit, your sense of purpose, your understanding of who you are. You are not returning to who you once were. You are stepping into who you were always meant to become. And that person carries a steadiness, a light, and a capacity for love that the journey behind you was specifically designed to build. The road ahead will have its moments of testing, but those moments will feel different now. You will move through them with a different quality of inner resource available to you. You have already proven to yourself that you can endure, that you can trust, and that you can rise. That knowledge does not fade. It goes with you into every future difficulty and changes what is possible inside it. What you have just walked through was a doorway. Not the destination, a doorway. There is so much more ahead. More growth, more love, more of the quiet, sustaining grace that has been accompanying you all along. Everything is happening in its right time, in its right way. You may not see the full picture yet, but your spirit senses it. Something has shifted, something real and lasting. And what began in those hidden seasons of faithful endurance is now ready to show itself in the open. You are not meant to rush this. Let it unfold at the pace it needs to unfold. It is moving toward you steadily, like a river that knows exactly where it is going. You will find yourself in places that feel more aligned with who you truly are, surrounded by what genuinely belongs in your life, carrying a peace that does not waver with every change in circumstance. This is not the end of anything. This is a beginning, one that is rooted, prepared, and completely ready for you.